people contact the Overlord?
If anyone knew her phone, it would be ringing off the hook. No, she avoids having one. It's like... Oh, I'm sorry. I have spent so many centuries in the homeland. I haven't been here since 250 or so. A phone is like us talking right now. Only I could do it if I were in, say, what's the far end of Terra there? And you were at the other far end of Terra.
Mages could already do that with magic.
Oh, well. Guess you won't need phones then.
She's gonna narrow her eyes and she's gonna say, I gotta be careful. I'm not trying to lose Canara here.
Canara's like, what's the question mark meme? It didn't want to come up. I guess this will be applicable.
Oh, God.
Damn. Deep cut.
Canara will speak over Arya. She'll say, if Exosa is a woman, then why do we believe Exosa is a man?
Under the mask, you can hear a... well, I bet that Archbishop got quite mixed up a ways back. I mean, the Archbishop has never actually met the Overlord, so I suppose she was free to insert whatever ideas she wanted when we had her bend the knee.
Here I'll say, asked or forced?
Oh, I assure you, Renaud was free to die if she so wished. She, was shown the way in a decisive move by Exosa, and now is the forgiven leader you know today. And it, to my understanding, it's been quite, well, I say successful. It could be going better by the looks of things.
Canara's quiet.
She's going to turn back and say, this is fun. Everybody I know already knows everything. I don't know many people anymore, and I get so tired of talking to Houndtooth. He's lovable, but he passes out after 3 ales after all these centuries. His tolerance has risen none. I can't even get drunk. Do you know that? I process it too quickly. Do you have any kind of super alcohols here?
Canara's still dead silent.
Arya's kind of working her jaw, looking at this masked woman. And, Guys, this is tough. Yeah, with the music sting, she'll actually calm down and drop her shoulders, and she'll just say, "I don't know what a super alcohol is."
She's just going to groan and let her head drop from her hand and be all the way proud, and she'll just roll over in her seat and just say, "Oh, it sounds so fun how Houndtooth makes it sound."
She'll look over to Canara and she'll say, "What's going on with you?"
What's up with you? What are you up to?
Canara's head will very slowly rotate. She'll say, what do you want?
She's gonna say, "Well, I imagine your world's upside down. You thought you knew your overlord pretty well there, but just found out that they're not who you think they are, and that your archbishop also plays what I'm going to guess is a much smaller role in the grand scheme of things than you believed. How are you feeling about that, Canara?
Canara will say, I'm fine.
Mumbling, like her voice echoing from under her helmet.
Oh my god! What is that? I get like a
Yeah.
4?
Yeah,
How's
3.
a 3? Watch me. Yeah, you got it.
How you feeling, bud?
Canara is very loud and very not fine.
Echoing from under her helmet and into like the back of the chair, the orphan midwife says, "That seems rude. It sounds like you're being rude."
Arya will say, "Oh, just checking in." And she'll say,
She'll turn back over and say, "Well, don't be mean about it. It's faith. Everybody has some kind. I mean, it's to the Overlord, of course, but it comes in many forms. I mean, you could say the prefects are religious in their own way. I think it's cute to form a church around Exosa. We don't have those sorts of things in Exos."
Canara's like, cute. Canara will turn over and say, I would like to leave this room or I might actually strangle this woman.
Arya will look to the orphan midwife and she'll say, I did promise Asher that I would look after both of you, and I can't exactly do that if you walk out of here. She'll say, could I trust you to behave yourself for, and she'll look at Canara and say, 5 minutes.
I'll say, she's already looking at the door. She's already moving for the door.
You know, if she strangled you, I'm not sure I should, but if you want it, I could just pop you back up.
She says, can you feel my life force if it goes out?
Sure.
She'll say, bring me back then. And then she's actually going to pause at the door and she's going to say, have you done that before?
What?
Brought me back.
She's going to turn and incline her head very curious. Looks like a deer with a question. I just met you. But I think I like you.
Can't do another 5, Arya. Fuck you. Fuck you, man with a 1.
You're having difficulty reading a woman in a mask.
Yep. She'll look to Canara and she'll say, 5 minutes, and we come right back. Okay?
Mac, you're in the room with him. Answer him.
Sorry.
Yeah, so like, is Mac's internet okay? Or...
I thought you were talking to the prefect. I'm so sorry.
I'm the Tribune.
Tribune,
Prefects are
sorry.
little twerps.
Reached over and right-clicked your little Wi-Fi signal.
Canara will say, whatever, I just need some air.
All right, can I open this door? Or do I need to roll lore for it?
You saw him do it.
All right.
It's easy enough for you.
Yeah. All right, she'll do the finger waggles and she'll pop the door open, and she'll just give one last glance over to the orphan midwife and she'll say, I'm probably the most interesting person in Terra right now. You don't want to go very far from me.
She'll turn her head back down and say, I already said that I like you. You don't need to be cocky. You know I'm the Tribune of resurrecting people, and I don't even know who else might be here. And you're the most interesting person on Terra? Arya.
She's gonna say, just don't go anywhere, please.
I've been walking all day. I need to relax. And you've been talking my ear off with your endless questions. Of course, she just stops talking as she turns back over and might have fallen asleep instantly.
All right, well, she'll wave the door open and she'll walk out. I imagine Canara's already shoulders through.
Yeah, Canara is already on the porch.
And she'll follow her out and she'll slide the door closed behind her like a Zelda dungeon door. And the bars come up and boss music starts playing. And she'll lean on the banister. She'll say, "It's on your mind."
The fact that you assumed that I was going to strangle you instead of the Tribune tells me we didn't exactly have the best relationship before, did we?
She'll look straight ahead and she'll say, "What do you remember about me?"
Canaro will, she'll look out over the railing with her arm or her fingers knit, and she'll say, I recall that you were to travel with us, that your usefulness was why you were permitted to our care. Is it just kind of like I vaguely remember her
That's
kind of
pretty
being
much
there,
it.
but
It's as though you're pretending like you saw a movie, but you only read like the character synopsis page and it's like 2 lines. Like, Arya's the illicit mage who knows the secret language to help them out and get them along their way.
yeah.
You know the one line she says in the trailer?
Yeah.
You repeat that back to people to make them think you've seen the movie.
So literally, as Canara's trying to recall more, she just kind of stalls out, clearly trying to recall, but not really able to fetch anything else from her memory. Like, there's just a big error.
She'll say, "Well, you hated me, to put it lightly. You were tasked with beheading me when we first met."
Canara will say, ah.
She'll say, "Yeah. I had been, actually working up the courage to make my way here."
This villa?
No. The Vale, where I lost something very important to me. But, it's very dangerous for me to travel alone, and the particular group that I had been moving with was captured, and we were detained. You accompanied the prefect, and I was the only survivor. I watched everybody else die, but I assure you it's much less scarring at this point. The life that I have led, I have seen a lot of death. But that's the way that you and I met. I convinced Moats not to kill me, and I don't know that you'll ever forgive him for that. We helped each other more than either of us wanted to. I can read the old walls, and I know things that are intriguing to you. And I know that you doubt. I caught you doubting. But just say, I think on some level you respected me. I think if you didn't, you would have killed me.
I know that I
certainly...
That's one thing I remember.
now.
Yeah.
I remember. I do remember. Actually, I didn't respect you.
Why can I see your health bar?
How passionately I feel about that reminded me. You're wrong. That kicked everything back. I hated you.
Oh, I'll kill you. Say, I think that you would have killed me if you didn't, because I know that you don't respect moats. Just say, and I don't think that you would have helped me if you remembered who I was.
Say, when?
With the Inquisitors. You have to remember that. It just happened.
Say, I suppose I can't really be sure. Say, but I'm curious if you think if you were, I'm curious to know if you think you were in worse standing than the prefect. Because from where I'm sitting, I highly doubt that to be the case.
She'll say, I don't know if it was ever me. You seemed to really hate shamans, and you seemed to really hate that I have no fealty to your emperor. She'll say,
I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna tell
I'm
her I
gonna
love
do
her.
it. All right, I'm gonna do it. She'll say,
She gets down on one knee.
will you marry me? She's gonna say, I would light Exosa on fire if I ever saw them. She says, I'm sure that I would be vaporized by holy light almost immediately after, but I would die smiling.
Kanara will say, after kind of a long consideration, she'll say, we are taught to have distaste for those who go against the grain. I have never personally been slighted by a mage. Well, perhaps before yourself, or perhaps before the ones that were fighting in self-defense, or the ones who aggressed in self-defense. We have been at war for a very long time.
Is it war, Canara? When one side is just trying to stay alive.
I'll say, both sides are just trying to stay alive.
Yes, but we don't burn your books. We don't take your gods away.
I feel like I need to know. Have there ever been any instances I recall of that mages have done any preemptive strikes? Mages, shamans?
Yeah, most certainly.
Or they tend to... Okay. Canara will say, in my lifetime I have seen your kind do preemptive strikes on outposts to try to better their own positions. It is not so black and white, my child.
She'll hold on that a second and she'll say, surely, though, you can separate tactics from genocide.
Hard questions.
Yeah.
So this is the episode where you're trying to justify a pretty nasty thing right now, but I'm proud of your character for it.
The shot of Canara is accompanied by the setting sun, so I make sure I'm passing time and everything doesn't happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Canara's like, man, it's been only like 5 minutes.
God, we have a lot of time to go.
Canara will say, it is all I have ever known. I don't know what you want me to say.
She'll say, knowing everything that you do now, knowing about Caesar and knowing about the world before the Empire, who are you going to be loyal to?
Canara will say, I don't know that that's information you deserve.
She'll look over at you and she'll say, you're going to have to learn to trust. It's just you and me now.
Canara will say, I don't believe it is entirely just you and me. Oh, God, he's back.
Hey, what's up?
Say, The Forgiven have treated me well, and always been loyal to our cause. I question how much of it. She'll kind of pause and she'll say, almost catching herself saying a little bit more than she wanted to, she'll say, I wonder if they would also not be as concerned as I am with such news. And if the Archbishop might hear reason, or at least be able to put my mind at ease with information that I am not supposed to know.
You gonna tell her that you know about the old gods?
I don't know. I almost did.
Do you think she'd kill you?
Yes.
Say, there is a very real possibility.
Arya will she'll look ahead, taking note of the fact that it's been much longer than the 5 minutes and not 100% trusting what a orphan midwife might be doing inside, although she's likely comatose.
She's gone when we get back.
She'll say, you've got some time to figure out what you want to do on that one. She'll say, Once you ask that question, you won't be able to take it back. She'll say, but then again, that might be something I could help you with too.
I'll say, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I live for myself, and I am all I ever need.
Baka?
Gaijin?
She'll say,
we are not an us. We are simply sharing a common goal.
2 eyes, I got it. And she'll say,
That's insensitive.
oh yeah, I guess that was mean. I meant the letter I.
I know.
And she'll say, I wasn't being coy though. She'll say, I may be uniquely qualified to allow you to see both outcomes, asking and not asking, but I imagine we'll get there. And she'll look over and she'll say, it's been much longer than 5 minutes. She'll say, would you attend the Tribune? Or she'll say your Tribune.
I'll say, she'll let out a heavy sigh and she'll move back toward the inside of the room.
Arya will slide it open with a hand, but she's just gonna let Canara go inside.
She's not on the couch where you left her.
Oh god. Carol immediately look around, almost like she knew this was gonna happen. Like she's not surprised. She's just immediately trying to figure out if she like left the room.
You can see into the back that the covers are disturbed in a way they weren't before. In the bed in the corner.
Man.
I'll say, she's sleeping.
Arya will just say flatly, then watch her sleep. And she's actually, if you're already in the house, she's gonna slide the door closed. Not slam it shut in your face, but it will close.
Kara like looks like she wants to like bite back at you for being all like bossy, but she just kind of lets it go for the time being, and she'll move into the main room and she'll just sit down somewhere.
Arya will
doesn't have the guff right now.
She'll sink onto the banister and she'll just watch the sunset, looking out, just seeing whatever's directly in front of her. Probably uncomfortably familiar surroundings, even if she's not super familiar with this exact cabin.
All right. Then pretty much the night will be passing for you guys. Asher doesn't return, and as the night passes, I'll also check in over on Moat's town. Moats, you have an uncomfortable stay with some unfamiliar inquisitors.
Yep.
Everyone go back to refresh and such. I guess given that I'm passing time, Ostrich, the hell are you doing?
I'm going back.
Oh my god. Are you beelining it up? Are you taking the quickest route?
I'm making a horse out of those two. I'm fucking... Yeah, I think I'm not gonna go the quickest route, but since I have a horse, I'll probably... Yeah, it's quicker than going on foot.
Okay. Let's see. Roll. I'm not gonna granulate it. Just gonna do one roll. Roll me a ride.
Hooray.
Oh god. All right.
Wow.
Shit.
Good bones on these.
Those two are made of some hardy stuff.
When I killed them, they weren't.
I made them better.
In that case, good lord. God, what kind of distance did that cover? Let me look at this map here.
Let me look at this big dang old map.
Okay. So, if you pitch off starting at that day, which was about the daytime as the rest of them, gosh, by nightfall you're probably making it into Fryse Peak. Where are you headed to?
Probably back to the Verge, yeah.
Okay.
Or any signs of them around the Verge.
You start to get on your way. You get the shit out of here.
Let's cut to the Nazgul searching around as
Yeah.
their sequence that happened in fucking Fellowship of the Ring.
You cruise on through Terra Central. You probably take more back routes, and you dip into the forest when you can, and it's easier on the east side. Coming out of Fryse Peak, it's a lot more forest lands before they dive into the city proper. So you're riding quite confidently. Roll me a crafts. I forgot that that's a part of Ludwig.
Damn. Good bones.
It's pretty good.
Ludwig hasn't stretched his legs in a while, or someone else's.
Oh.
Stretched some legs in a while.
Yeah.
Two people in the middle of a horse.
I will draw this someday.
You don't have to.
I would, yeah, please.
Oh, well, I'll do it.
No, it's not necessary.
It's a GIF. Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, it's 4 minutes long.
Even better.
Okay. Well, the thing can make the journey. I'll just leave that there. I'm going to get back to Moats. Moats, you awake, and the Forgiven are up bright and early, and they are in formation in the camp outside, led, of course, by Malara, whose name I finally remember without looking it up.
I'm gonna practice that now while we walk.
Malara.
I'm gonna squeeze my hand and do all the fucking exercises they tell you to do. Okay. Wow, not the tool I want. Not the tool I want.
Yeah, too busy drawing Sonic, eh?
No, I didn't do that.
What?
I did do that.
I knew it.
You did that.
I did that.
It had that Kane jank about him.
All right. Yeah. So we'll form up. I'm going to go up to Laura and speak with them. See what the scope of this whole mission will be.
She's collected about a brotherhood of 16.
Okay.
And she turns to you and says, Prefect, you ready for the journey?
I am chaplain. You have accrued your forces?
Yes. And once again, we've received intel reports. We believe the move should be happening from the shamans soon.
That's actually a question I had for you. This source, this information, is it trustworthy?
Yes, believe me, we had plenty of reason to vet this source, but he meets all of our standards.
Would he be able to look for someone?
I suppose so, Prefect. It depends whether it's in his domain.
Oh, of course. I just want you to put it past him and see if he hears anything. Her name is Sorrow Song, Arya Sorrow Song. She is the illicit mage we are hoping to find. I want to know her path. She is taking a long roundabout, and we should be able to beat her there. If anyone hears anything, it'll give us time to prepare.
She says, "What sort of roundabout?"
I am so sorry, I do not remember all these fantasy names.
Going
What's
through
the...
Please. Yeah,
I
Vivek,
know.
do you mean?
I barely remember my friends' names. This is just fucking impossible.
I'm Kevin.
Yeah. I will say, through Vivek. Rebel control territory.
Well, that is going to be a slow one, but might make up for it in time, given the expediency with which they can probably travel. That's rebel land after all, and mages are sure to shepherd anyone along to the Fryse Peak if they so wish.
Well, we will find your rebels or we will find mine. In either case, it is a worthy endeavor.
She'll nod and say, "Well, I'll leave word for him here, but I can't exactly make the pit stop. It's more that he comes to me."
Anything that you can do.
She'll nod, and she'll give a call to get the Brotherhood moving. Agorna follows at her own kind of attitude pace. And she writes this letter up and starts walking and talking on her own.
Okay. Sounds good. I will return to the people I don't want to talk to. Because I assume Agorna has no words for me right now.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great.
Stupid kid.
Yeah, right. Okay, I'll return to them and brief them on what our plan is.
Dyer looks them over and says, "It's probably not as much as we would normally want, but I can't imagine you're going to fit that many more soldiers through Fryse Peak. Here it's tight quarters in that market."
Yes, and Agorna might be worth the wait of... What do you know about her?
Not much. I don't stay that abreast of my saints and sinners.
Of course not. She is familiar with the saint we're following, with Canara White.
Yes, this I know, but not familiar enough that she warranted our attention. They don't suspect that she is aware of anything in this operation related to the mage.
In either case, she will be a resource. To win her over, mayhap, to save us that fight. Leave Arya alone.
Well, let's hope she doesn't get too involved with the mage before slaying her then. Or else we're going to have to give an equally... perform as equally painful an operation as with her daughter, whatever.
As accurate a word as... I'll continue walking with them.
All right. You guys are shipping off and you march out and walk through the forest.
Cool.
And as you do so, the Forgiven in front of you are just frozen, looking at this armored man sat atop a disheveled, on its last arm legs, gore steed. They actually have weapons pointed at Ostrich in self-defense.
Can I see him?
Yeah, I'm sure he's sitting high up. You can't see the thing he's on, so you think you know You
what
know
his
when someone's
deal
on a
is.
horse, yeah.
Yeah, I know what his deal is. Sir Ostrich, you found your way back to us.
Ostrich will look at their company. Do I know who these guys are instantly?
Yes. You've had visions, but just no one knows
Mhm.
about it. So, but yeah, you recognize them on sight.
It's true.
Oh, good point.
Mm-hmm.
Ostrich will give a pause and then say, "What are y'all doing down south of the Verge?"
There are some matters we will have to discuss privately, of course, Ostrich, but right now we are heading to Fryse Peak. I would order you to follow along.
You like flinch. I would order you to come.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever done anything like that.
Ostrich just quirks his head, and you're like, or you like if you want, like it's where
Listen,
we're going.
Ostrich's tired. Everyone put your things down.
Pack
We're
it
just
up.
getting napped.
Ostrich will again regard the two particularly, and then look back to Moats, and then he'll nod once and put a sabaton onto an outstretched hand stirrup, and he'll let himself off of Ludwig and reach in and grab the stone and pull it out as the thing falls apart and do a pile of gore on the road.
Oh, yeah.
There is the amassed, rumblings of displeasement from the crowd, and Dyer
Oh.
eyes, yeah, and Dyer just Leary is like licking his chops. He's fascinated by
Oh.
this, and Dyer says, "Wow, and this is the Southerner, correct? Well, that about holds up with everything we heard about that. Yeah, it sounds great down there."
Chaplain, this man travels with our protection.
She will regard you and then look back at him and say, "Your word, Prefect."
I'll see it heard. Then he will motion for Ostrich to join them.
Ostrich will stow the stone and join them in their posse.
Agorda has a eyebrow pitched to the sky and kind of peeks an eye to you, Moats, and says, "Ah, I see the Thanes haven't quite ceased their association with the Scourge."
Now we love them.
Sir Ostrich has defended us multiple times. I would not be here if it were not for his skill with the sword. He is a important element in this. If we are to meet Canera, I'm sure that he will meet her wisely.
Ostrich will turn his head at that, but it's indistinct because, of course, he's wearing a helmet and you can't really see anything.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of tips her eyes between the two of you and she says, "I can't think of a scourge on the planet short of the Countess that could make my Canera that could make that child break a sweat. But perhaps you'll surprise me. I'm discovering all sorts of surprises recently." She continues walking.
Of course. Ostrich, where have you been keeping yourself?
Ostrich will simply say, "I got a bit tied up with matters."
Are they seen to?
Very much so.
I will be coming to lean on you more in the coming days.
As you say that, as that's all he gives you, and you respond to that, Dyra's going to look between you and say, "Really? That's good enough for you?"
Just kind of like put a hand up.
She's
There will
going to
be
look
time.
surprised that you would do that to her.
Yeah. Just say,
Say no more, bitch.
yeah. He will look at her and say, "There will be time for it," and then turn his head towards everyone else. We are surrounded by people.
They're mostly continuing in their stride.
Oh, okay, so we're fine to talk.
You're probably. I mean, they probably haven't abandoned you, but they're continuing. They're not all watching you at this point.
I'm kind of good to leave it at that for right now.
All right.
Honestly, unless she
Did we-
pushes. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, did we hear what the Forgiven, like their primary objective here is?
Yeah, we do know. I'm not going to tell you, but yeah.
No. Okay.
I mean,
It's go away.
what do you think
Huh.
it is?
Leave
I
you
couldn't
all
remember if
alone.
they specifically said what their mission in this was.
Yeah, they believe that there's a group of insurgents or
That's what it
rebels
was,
trying
okay.
to get into the Forbidden Archive.
Shamans,
Okay.
particularly.
Yeah, so we're heading.
No,
that
we're not
way.
going to do that.
Oh.
That's illegal. We wouldn't.
You can't do that.
I'm turning myself in right now.
Is
Sorry.
that what we're doing? Oh, no.
I turned myself in. See, got my saint right here.
I will give Ostrich a bit though, and our mage has eloped.
Good word.
Ostrich will say in return again.
Yes, but it was Canera of all things that helped her escape.
Ostrich just stares, not seeming to understand.
That doesn't compute.
Ugh.
I don't understand.
A number of things have happened, Ostrich. But the important one is that we get to the archive.
Very well, Prefect.
So, at some other time, I don't know exactly when.
Yeah.
Do you ladies having girls' night? Do you
He's so pissed off.
Look at this shit!
On my land.
I wish I had my tablet. They Shrek coming out of this guy right here.
What this reminds me of is when people buy those old classic paintings and like put
Yeah.
contemporary characters on top of them.
What I love is we left Arya like on the banister looking out fondly at this. Like this. This is what's directly across from
Like
her.
move her silhouette up there and turn it around.
Good Southern folk.
These are
Get
good
off my
people.
land.
She's like regarding them fondly, like, "Hey, Kermit."
Yeah, it's Kerm, Crash, Old Man Sonic.
Whoa!
Immigrants on my land? Whoa!
Whoa! It's like I'm gonna have to spin through them, knock them out, knock 'em away like Wumpus fruit. So do you ladies get up to anything overnight and through the afternoon?
Man, through the afternoon.
Ladies?
Wait.
Are we
Uh,
stuck
did-
here? Are we
Did
stuck
Grampy
here?
never come back? Did I know it was going to be more than a day?
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
not like surprised. You basically
It's
are-
not. That's not a suspicious amount of time.
Yeah,
I
no.
see.
I suppose if we're stuck in the house, Canary
only
would
only on the honor principle. He's not here. Who's gonna make you stay, Arya?
Yeah, you can eat snacks in the living room.
Oh, great.
Even though you
I'm
said
gonna eat it.
kitchen
I'm
only.
gonna get it all over the floor.
Girls, I'm gonna check on my flavor blasted goldfish in the pantry, and I know there's not gonna be less than 108. I counted.
Oh no!
You didn't write your name on them.
Check
Oh.
again, princess.
It's funny what you did. You put Cheez-Its in there thinking I wouldn't notice. They're a completely different flavor profile. You
Did you fill this bag with sand?
Did you think I wouldn't open it?
Arya's face is just covered in cheese dust.
You didn't write your name on it. You did write your name on it. Asher, you live alone. I get bored, okay?
Oh, fuck.
Canara would have slept on the couch, sitting up.
Like dad and dad chair sleep.
Yeah, like exactly, dad and dad sleep. No snoring. Just the kind of uncomfortable sleep you know isn't great.
Yeah.
Then I think honestly, if we're stuck here waiting for him to return before we move, Kenner would probably just work out obnoxiously vehemently.
Arya is cleaning the little hobble around Canara's ferocious workouts. As Canara's doing chin-ups and door frames, Arya would get this place looking as neat as she could for Asher.
The orphan midwife is watching Canara exercise with fascination.
No.
She is like
Don't do
leaning demurely off of the banister, like head tilted around the corner.
Yeah, Canara seems to have she's done this the whole time that Arya has known her, but she tends to do it more in private in the morning, but like we're sort of stuck here, so no real reason not to brush up. Oh god.
Here he comes. Arya, there's a little pattern of knocking you recognize through the thick oak door. You just hear, a little pattern. But he gets too into it and he starts just like jamming out a bossa nova beat. And he's there for a half hour.
Arya doesn't want to interrupt him. It would be rude, but like
you keep reaching to open the door, but you realize he's still going. So you just
partway through, a forgiven sword just slides through the door and blood trailing off of it. Knocking stops.
and then picks back up. You can hear a gloved hand just... What was that beat he was doing?
Just a hollow gauntlet knocking. Just boom, 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 boom.
You're all like terrified.
The midwife starts drumming too.
She beatboxes.
You know we're fucked when the midwife is scared.
Yeah. I can't bring you back from this.
Alright, we need to get the fuck out of here.
And then it slides open after not that long, and he steps in and shakes mud off his boot. And he's like out of breath.
Ooh.
Kara sits up from her like push-up position.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't get all the way, but I dropped a letter at a checkpoint. They check it regularly. They'll get it back there. They got my word.
Can I say, it took you that many hours?
I felt eyes on my back. I had to circle around.
What kind of eyes?
He says, any kind are kind of bad for me. I don't show this place to just anyone. Also, it's kind of forgiven territory. Our grasp isn't that big.
She'll say, did you see anybody?
No. It's the feeling you gotta trust. If you think, I'm not sure about this, your feet should be moving.
She'll say, she'll say, I got another kind of feeling too. And she is probably showing off for Gramps, doing a little more theatrically than usual. It's gonna smack the ground like Donkey Kong, and try to feel for Moats' stone again. But she can't roll for shit, so I'm sure with a 3, I'm not getting a whole lot, if anything.
It's pretty easy. With a 3, you'd be confident in it. He's definitely not in the area.
Okay. So she'll pick her hands up from the ground, and she'll say, no. She'll say, yeah. He probably knows what that is, so she doesn't necessarily need to give him exposition.
Yeah. Oh, Moats.
Yeah.
He'll say, "What, you don't believe me?"
She'll say, no, but I've got a mark on the prefect traveling with the Inquisitors.
Oh, not bad. Yeah, take after your old uncle.
She'll smile too wide at that, and she'll say, so what's next then? We're moving?
Yeah, you're moving.
No, we're gonna stay in this house for 20 more hours.
You're not coming with us.
He's kind of wiping his hands off, and he says, "Well, I mean, if you really need me."
She'll say, if there is anything that I can say to you to convince you to stay in my sights, then tell me what it is and I'll say it.
His hands kind of droop, and he smiles warmly, and he says, "Oh, yeah, I got so caught up in affairs, I forgot, kid. I knew you were out there, but you must not have known about me." All right.
There's a lot. Ooh, okay.
I'm sorry, I gave too long. I was like, I'll let him speak. But then I thought, I got another line. He'll say.
Fuck him.
He'll say. All right. Yeah, for old time's sake. You don't need me, but yeah, it wouldn't hurt to work together with one of Julie's zone on this. It'll feel like old times. Hopefully it goes better than old times. Kind of tugs at his collar.
Just say, thank you. And just say, besides, you never told me how to get into the academy.
He says, I would have gotten around to it or forgotten, and then when you got there, the shaman's there to take care of it. We do have people on site, but yeah, I suppose I could use my expertise. Let's see, I just got chores to do around here that I should have attended to, but he'll just kick a stack of books over out of sight behind a cabinet, and he'll say, "Oh, it was faster than I thought. Yeah, I guess I'm available."
Kara is staring daggers into Arya at, we've got people on site.
She'll look over at her and be like, what?
Kara will say, well, if we have any sort of lead, we are going to lose it if we don't move quickly.
She'll say, right. She'll look to Canara and the orphan midwife, and she'll say, are they all right to travel looking like that?
No, probably not, but you've gotten this far. I mean, my people spotted you. I knew you were coming, so...
She'll say, right, well, even if the mage network, I know they don't really say mage, even if the shaman network knows that we are coming, she'll say, we may not want to have such obvious beacons. No, she'll look to the two of them and say, surely Asher's got spare robes around.
Kara will
Why don't we
grumble.
cloth you up?
We've had this conversation.
Just kind of look at her and just say, have we?
Oh, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She'll say, I've already told the prefect. She'll kind of pause and she'll say, She'll continue and she'll say, I have to consider. The best can no problem with it.
Roll deceive.
No, the reason Canara didn't want to have to do it before is slightly different. She'll say, pausing to collect herself, she'll say, is this going to expedite the process of getting us to the library? Or academy? Which is it?
She'll say, we serve to get in far fewer conflicts with your Forgiven if they can't see you. She'll say, what would a flock of Forgiven do if they saw Saint Canara White surrounded by mages in this part of town?
Likely they would ask what I am doing and respect my authority.
She says,
She'll kind of put a hand up. She'll say, I am not worried about the Forgiven. I am worried about the shamans and the mages.
Aria will say, we'll avoid conflict on both sides if you're in disguise.
Ugh.
The orphan midwife walks out draped in what are probably Asher's robes,
Already
God.
in
Hell
robes, I
yeah.
fucking love it.
and missing her odd ornate mask. You can actually just see her face with her sterling white hair, and it is disfigured.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You and me
no.
both, sis.
It's degrees worse than you. It's like misshapen and scarred.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's like person who would be wearing bandages normally.
Huh.
Canara will say, all right. Say, but I do not intend to lie to my Forgiven. I want to make that clear.
Canara will say,
Not Canara.
Aria, sorry. Aria will say, your feet will move faster if your mouth's closed.
I'm gonna punch this girl in the face.
Well then, I'll open up my dresser. It'll just evacuate to the back room. And
Canara,
then, yeah, whatever. He provides Canara with a disguise.
she's already got most of her regular saint garb off, so she'll redress with more casual attire, whatever he's provided.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a hood.
Then after a makeover sequence, she's all done up, and everybody claps.
She's got like makeup on. It's like really badly done.
It's really overdone and caked on.
The midwife has been a lot quieter through this and not making any snaps throughout. And Asher says, all right, 2 shamans, an Exosan tribune, and a saint walk into Fryse Peak. I don't know the punchline of that one.
Aria will say, they gain access to another spire and the good mage gets stronger again.
He says, yeah, I've been meaning to ask about that. I'm not actually going to ask. That's just an exiting scene dialogue.